We have from Muhammad Salim, Chairman, Perindalmanna Municipality.
Welcome everyone. I am the chairman of Perindalmanna Municipality in Malappuram district in Kerala. I would like to share with you my realization that a local self-government play a central role in preventing measure of COVID-19. In the wake of country's announcement of lockdown, a local self-government has been proven to play an important role helping the helpless people and also in preventing the spread of epidemic. I believe that Kerala's success in preventing the spread of the epidemic, taking precautions measure, overcoming the impact of lockdown, in caring for the people who have lost their livelihood is because all the available opportunities of decentralization has been effectively used the maximum. Let me highlight some of the important role undertaken by the local self-government in the implementing the unwavering scientific and precious decision of the Kerala government by directly meeting the people affected, educating them, standing by them in this hour of crisis. The epidemic has not infiltrated into my municipality, which consists of 34 wards with a population of almost 50,000 people. This is because we prevented it with all our might. We held a special council meeting and constitute a strong rapid response team at municipal and ward level. Rapid response team at the ward level was given a task of creating awareness to each and every individual in the municipality. This included awarenesses for the necessity to the wash hand and the wear mask, which broadly came under the program titled Break the Chain. We installed 56 booths in different parts of municipality for washing the hand with soap. We effectively arranged quarantine facility with the form for 56 people who came from the abroad, other part of the country. The ward level rapid response team monitored their progress every day. They were given tele-counseling with the help of eminent doctors. We decontaminated all the public spaces. We issue strict order asking people not to come out their houses. We permitted only 36 essential goods selling shops to function in the municipality. We also set up help desk to deliver essential goods and medicines from the shops to needy. The volunteers of the rapid response team has carried out almost 5,680 door delivery till the day. Community kitchen was set up by the municipality on March 24 itself to provide free food for the destitute, the homeless patients, economically backward people, health workers involved in the fight against COVID-19, and the guest laborers as well as. We also distributed 4 essential commodity kits in 4 phases for 4,156 guest laborers through the community kitchen. For the natives, we have been provided 4,882 breakfasts, 52,378 meals, and 24,484 dinner for the last 54 days through the community kitchen. For the patients suffering from the other illness who couldn't get out of their houses, the municipality arranged a telemedicine program employing the service of 26 doctors and also operated 8 mobile medical clinics. 3,869 patients were given treatment and medicines worth 2.5 lakh rupees were dispensed for free. Free medicine for 2 months were also home delivered to 2011 patients, which included 95 cancer patients, 21 kidney patients, 15 kidney transplanted patients, 26 patients undergoing dialysis, and almost 1,854 old age patients. An amount of 50 lakh rupees have been utilized for this. We have also provided food to the animal and stray dogs to 2 times a day for 51 days in 28 different localities. The municipality also door delivered the free ration and commodities to 11,260 ration card holders in the phased manner. Apart from this, the rapid response team volunteers also helped in making special arrangement in the ration shop to avoid crowding and maintain social distancing. In an attempt to bring respite for the shopkeepers, the municipality waived rental for 323 commercial shops under ownership for 2 months, which would cost of 32 lakh rupees. An Abhay Kendra, which provided food, medicine, and care, has been set up to take care for 32 homeless people for the past 2 months. In order to avoid people wasting away their time during lockdown, the municipality distributed 12 variety of vegetable seeds to 30,800 households free of cost to cultivate vegetable crops. Besides this, painting, poetry writing, story writing competition, singing, dance, and music competition were conducted using online platform, thereby making the lockdown period a period of creativity. Online motivation class were also held for the students. Under the aegis of Chief Minister's Helping Hand Loan Scheme, the municipality also provided interest-free credit to 3,724 people, amounting to 2.25 crores rupees, who have lost their jobs and livelihood. A new door delivery supply system named Jump Cards was set up under the Kudumbasri unit, whereby the members of the unit can work from home. There are 3,220 people who were working other states across India, expatriates in my municipality. Among them, 532 people are willing to return home. We are waiting for their arrival and have arranged 700 rooms with all the facilities in order to ensure effective quarantines and their safety. Individuals and various organizations have contributed 26 lakh rupees for the functioning of community kitchen and provision of medicine. Along with the amount, the municipality and government have spent an amount of 5.25 crore for the conduct of the above mentioned activities. 34 councillors, 98 officials, and 268 volunteers have worked day and night in this preventive and disaster management program. In the wake flood disaster of the previous years, as per the direction of Kerala government, a disaster mitigation plan was formulated as part of the annual plan of the local body. This delegated the authority of disaster management to the municipal council. All this measure have strengthened our response to current situation. Above all, the state ministry under the tense and efficient leadership of the Chief Minister Sri Pinarayi Vijayan, Minister of Local Self-Government Sri S.E. Maideen, and Minister of Health Srimati K.K. Shailaja has provided us strength to confront this epidemic in our municipality. This will be a topic for study in future and will be recorded in the annal of history. There is no doubt about it. We shall overcome. Thank you.
Joseph, KJ Joseph, the director, was so excited about the wonderful outcome of these deliberations that he forgot to observe the strict protocols involved. That's a minor offense. But then, friends, as somebody to reflect on these presentations, let me tell you, it was a very exhilarating experience to listen to people who came forward in an unprecedented crisis and marshaled, mobilized responses to deal with them in a truly unprecedented way. It brought out the finest elements of humanity in the society that we proudly call Kerala. And it's something, as the last participant, the chairperson of Perinthalmanna municipality mentioned, we are indeed becoming part of history. And I think all of us have reason to be proud of it. And then, let me tell you, listening to the deliberations yesterday and today, listening to the experience in other states, there is one thing which is abundantly clear. All local level entities have been constitutionally empowered to respond to this crisis. And there are vast variations across India in the quality of that response. The fact that our village panchayats are sufficiently autonomous and empowered to make effective, restrictive interventions has had beneficial effects. We managed to contain the infection rate, mortality rate much more effectively compared to the West. Also, in the less densely populated parts of the country, in the overwhelmingly rural areas of India, in spite of the tendency for people to reduce their presentations into sort of panegyrics, but then let me say, there is something which is abundantly clear. The local level organizations have come up with magnificent responses. What makes Kerala stand apart is that we mobilized the community networks and made use of the kind of fabulous institutional arrangements created through the preceding centuries for the delivery of public services, synchronized and delivered them, and thereby set an example to the rest of India, in containing the pandemic in terms of flattening the curve and demonstrating that we can manage the extremely difficult situations together. And there are precious lessons emanating from that. And I think for the local self-government organizations, the question which we all need to collectively address is, listen, you have done a very, very commendable job. But then where do we go from here? I think the difficult times demand that we retool, re-engineer ourselves to play a far more positive, effective role in responding to the challenges which are going to emerge. Like yesterday, that representative representing Gujarat was making it clear that the virus is just beginning to enter the village. India is poised for a disastrous encounter, underprepared. And I think the kind of vigil and a response we have marshaled, organized so far will certainly stand us in good stead, but I think much more thoroughly prepared have we got to be in the days to come. And I think to this end, the village self-government organizations have got to take on new roles and responsibilities in tune with the demanding times. They have got to emerge as the repositories of information, managers of a vast surveillance network, dispensers of welfare at the local level. And I think the village self-government, local self-government organizations have got to have the kind of concern and care for the welfare of all. That's more easily said than done, but there are far more practical things to be done in that direction with the support of the state government. Hopefully, in a better position to mobilize resources for that, we probably will be able to create the kind of a village level welfare official who would marshal, mobilize, monitor all the data about workers and the potential recipients of welfare facilities in the areas under their ambit, which means they keep track of the resource mobilization that will in turn entitle them to the kind of pension benefits, provident fund benefits, healthcare benefits, all for which contributions have got to be mobilized, and that in turn has got to be supervised by the local village self-government, the local self-government institutions across India. Perhaps this is what is going to make us different. This is why it's going to give us the kind of a permanent place in history that we took care of the needs of all people in the world of work when they withdraw from active participation in work. They are able to take care of their welfare in a structured, systematized way for which all these agencies, all these participants who came forward playing such wonderful, exhilarating role will certainly pool their resources and contribute to the creation of appropriate institutional safeguards. Let me not go more into it. Thank you. It was a great privilege interacting with a lot of friends, a lot of colleagues, a lot of scholars in the rest of India. And I must thank Dr. Thomas Isaac for having pioneered this venture, because he, having been instrumental in the development and in the design and development of this local level planning authority, which he has been very much the brain behind, had a lot of interest in creating this, generating this pan-India dialogue around this institutional structure. And I think it was a by far fruitful enterprise venture. And I thank all people who took part in that, and special thanks to the local self-government organizations and their heads, leaders in different parts of Kerala, who gave such outstanding, exceptional performance and stood us all proud. And we indeed, in the process, will emerge as the truly caring society which we wanted to be. Thank you all.